Now, in the same way that the factored form of an equation allows us to sketch a parabola, if we have a graph of a parabola, we should be able to find the equation that goes with it. What we want to recognize is, of course, some of these values are still very much key points in what the equation is going to look like. So this point here is -1, 0. This point over here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0. And then we have another point here that will come into play momentarily. Now, this is what we generally consider to be the equation of the sort of the general form of the equation of a factored quadratic. From what we know, x minus r, so these values here and here, will be values that fill our brackets. The -1 tells me that I should have an x plus 1 in one of my brackets. Again, putting -1 in here takes the whole thing to 0. Similarly, this 7 over here means I must have an x minus 7 as one of my brackets as well. Now, the only thing I don't know is what is that value out front? What is that a value that I need to have? Recognizing, of course, that in my normal final answer, I'll have a number here. I'll still have x's and I'll still have y's. So the last thing to understand is that we have this extra point. This extra point happens to be the point 0, -2. If it were any other point on the graph other than one of the x-intercepts, we could also use it. So in this case, that is an x and y combination that I'm allowed to use. The y value is -2. The a I still don't know. The x value is a 0. I still have a +1. The x value is a 0. I still have a -7. And hopefully you can see what's happening here. I end up with a and then just a bunch of numbers. A times 1 times -7 in this case, which is -2 equals 1 times -7 is -7a. And then to solve that, I divide both sides by -7 and end up with a equals 2/7. So my final equation I've established before that the -7 and the +1 have to be in my answer, and then the a value that goes with them, given this point right here, the a value that goes with them is a 2/7 out front. And this is my final answer to finding the equation given that graph.